You know I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, entertainment, entrepreneurship, and so much more. Nick Durst here, along with Joe Calabrese. You don't see him right now. That's because Joe is on location and he is at the Rock Nation headquarters in New York. And at this time, he is joined by Dani Clos. Take it away, Joe.
You know I'm right. I am not Nick Durst, but I am Joe Calabrese, and we are live here in Manhattan. And I'm very excited today on the podcast that covers all the big names in sports, media, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, business, so much more. And we have a special guest here at this time. We welcome E1 Series pilot, former Formula One racing race car driver, Dani Clos.
Yes.
Now, did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, that's correct.
How are you, Dani? How are you? How's it going today? I know it's a little bit of a dreary day.
Thank you for having me, man.
I appreciate that.
Thanks.
So how's your day going so far? How's your stay in New York City going so far?
Good. I love the city. I love the environment here. And I think that today it's very special because, of course, we are here and we're talking about a new thing coming to the city of Miami, that it's E1 Series, the sport that I'm racing for. And I'm very excited, honestly, to be around.
So when did your passions for, I guess, driving race cars, operating vehicles, now you operate a boat, when did that passion of you first start?
Okay, so I drive, let's call it like drive, since I'm 7 years old.
7.
Yes. 7. So yeah, we started go-karting, pure coincidence. No one from my family did anything regarding like sports or racing. It was like pure coincidence. And yeah, from karting, I started winning Spanish championship, world championship. I stepped into single seaters, also, from all categories up to Formula One. And, this experience, this racing, let's call it enthusiasm that I have, because I love racing in general, brought me to boat racing, to powerboat racing. And here we are with E1 fighting for the championship. So
That's right. So the E1 series is expanding. It's expanding globally. There are major partners here, many are based in the United States. Professional athletes such as LeBron James, Tom Brady. There's Rafa Nadal. You are part of Steve Aoki's race. So talk about your partnership with Steve Aoki.
well, last year, for example, I was with another team. It was Checo Perez, actually, this year it's going to be again in Formula One. And we swapped to Steve Aoki's team. Great environment, great vibe, super professional team. Always, wanted to go for more and get the best. And honestly, we started the season amazingly. We won the first race. We did P2 in the second race in Qatar. We won the third round in Croatia, in Dubrovnik. And we're fighting for the championship. So, it's been a season so far, so good.
So that's coming up a couple weekends from now in Miami. You're from Miami, or are you based out of Miami now? Do you love Miami?
I love it, man.
You love it?
I
What
mean,
do you love the most about it?
it suits me. It suits me. Like me, I come from Barcelona, Spain, and also we have the water in front and everything. But I think that Miami, like all this, let's call it Latin influence, at the end, it's something that suits me a lot because the language is something, even if we are able to speak English perfectly. I think that the environment, food, energy, music, people, water, it's fantastic. I love it.
It's very lively, one of the most lively places that we have here in the United States. Now, describe to me, how were you recruited to be a pilot, a boat pilot here, a Raceford pilot for the E1 series?
Well, at the end, it was also pure coincidence because I saw the series starting 3 years ago, and I saw a lot of social media like boost, and they were like very strong in promoting it. And I was always very curious, and I wanted to see what was going on. And pure coincidence, I was talking to this person, Checo Perez, because we were rivals in GP2, in Formula 2. And so that's the step before Formula One. He told me, Dani, I'm doing this. I'm doing a team in A1 series. And I'm like, wait, what? So I said, yeah, I'm doing this. I said, like, why? Do you want to try? Do you want to And yeah, we tried, and we did very good. I got into the boat, their test boat, and straight away I was in pace. So we gave a try, and here we are.
And here we are. So you sustained an injury.
Hmm.
How did that essentially change your approach, not only to how you tackle your professional career, operating these high-level vehicles and boats, and how did that change not only professionally but personally as well?
Well, at the end, it's part of our job. Like, when you're racing, I'm one of those people who love the adrenaline and love the risk. And we know that when there is risk, there can be a big risk.
That's right.
And when you are like playing with cars and high speeds and other cars, things can happen. So in 2010, I had a big injury in my back. I broke 2 vertebra, and I was really very close to stay in a wheelchair. And I knew that these things could happen. So I did a good recovery. I got an operation of the vertebrae, and 2-3 weeks later, I was inside the car again.
Did your family and friends, did they say, "Oh, Danny, you're crazy"? Did they deter you? Did they try to prevent you from doing it so quickly again?
Not prevent, but because it was safe. I mean, I don't do it if it wasn't safe. I have two things. But yeah, of course, it's impressive how us athletes, we have the capacity sometimes to recover, not only physically but mentally, from something like that, from that trauma, let's call it. And like nothing happened. Boom,
nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting ready for Miami, like I said, in a couple of weekends from now. So I actually have a question prepared from my other podcast co-host, Nick. Shout out to him again. He cannot be here today. So as E1 evolves into a global platform, blending speed, gender diversity with men and women as pilots and sustainability, how do you see your dual identity now as a champion pilot and a digital content creator with millions of followers?
Mm-hmm.
How is that going to help bridge the gap between what the sport is at the moment, the technology behind it, the environmental awareness behind it? How are you going to promote all of that and be able to expand that for a new generation of fans?
Well, I think I have a good position in that aspect. I've been working, as you said, my social media, like for many years, like doing my racing, my social media. And of course, I always wanted to use it for many reasons. First thing, at the end, it was like I was enjoying what I was doing, and I was showing to people things that not many people see, in the automotive industry. I got to the number one Spanish speaking content creator for automotive content. And now, that I have all these people following and many others coming, it's true. And what you say, I love it, because I want to use that, how do you call it?
Platform?
This platform, these tools that I have, to do good in many aspects, not only for me, obviously, but to, try to do something good for, as you say, younger generations, people who want to get into sport, into the technology, into the business, into the sustainability,
I think there are multiple different components, which is going to make the E1 series very popular globally. And that includes also bringing these events locally to people in all of these cities like Monaco, right, and Jeddah, and now Miami. Walk us through a day in the live experience here for an E1 series racer event.
Well, at the end, it's a day or it's a weekend with many things happen, from the racing side, that the races are amazing, super exciting. You see all the pilots, we all of us have like a good, let's call it friendship, let's call it like,
absolutely. There's that camaraderie,
yes,
and there's a good professional respect between everybody operating, because again, you have to take care of your life, and if you take care of your life, you're taking care of the lives of all the other pilots.
All right. In that aspect, we're good. Everything is nice. When I put my helmet on, then I go into killer mode, and
And then you're like Star Wars operating the Millennium Falcon.
I'm good. I'm good. But it's true that, I become something else,
Of course.
I become something else.
Of course, like any other athlete who locks in.
Correct. But at the end, we are all pushing for the same thing, in many aspects of the weekend. And for people who comes to our racing, they get to, as I said, watch the racing, that it's amazing, meet us, drivers, or pilots, and also celebrities. And they also get into an environment of, all type of multicultural, business or whatever people that get there, and they have fun, they enjoy, they eat well, there are many things to do. And also, as we said, there is the area, the fan zone, where people have many activities to do. Also, involved into the sustainability and also into the show. So, it's a good weekend to spend with family or with friends.
Hopefully I'll be able to attend the Miami event if I can. Hopefully I'll be able to attend one E1 Series event in the future. Last question from me, Dan, and I'll let you go. So this is our signature question. This is your I'm right moment. What we mean by that, it's a time or place where you wanted to pursue something or you ask somebody specifically for advice and they say, Danny, oh, don't do that, or you shouldn't do it like that. Listen to me. And you said, you know what? I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to do this my way. You ended up pulling through, and in the end, you'll see why it is that I'm right about this. It is essentially your I told you so moment in life.
Yes. I had many of these, and sometimes it's true that you do things because there's people with more experience. There's people who have. The thing is that it depends who tells you those things, no? People who's done it and who's there and who's succeed. Or who failed and then they succeed. These I told you moments are interesting, but sometimes you need to focus on you, because at the end the only one who's putting your pants is you.
It's a good way to put it,
but it's true. True. In my case, the only one who's driving the boat, it's me. And yes, someone can tell me things how could be or where to go. But at the end, you decide. And in our case, as a pilot or as a sport or athlete, we decide things sometimes in milliseconds.
That's right.
We need to left, right, prepared, and you maybe do left, and so sometimes that experience that we have in terms of fast reaction, also we apply it in real life, no, and we also get trust, let's say, in our instinct. And it's important that you are very convinced about your skills, about your person. Always know who you are, what do you know well, and make sure that if you want to trust someone, you surround by those people that they're going to look for you too. So
it's a very good answer, Dani Clos. It was a pleasure meeting you. From the asphalt to the water. Mm-hmm. So for everyone, E1 Series, the finale is going to be in Miami. It's going to be the weekend of November 7th and November 8th. Once again, we thank Danny for our time. And that'll do it for this episode here, this live episode of I'm Right podcast.
Thanks, Joe. That's going to do it here for this episode of I'm Right. For our special guest, Dani Clos, my co-host Joe Calabrese, I'm Nick Durst. And this has been I'm Right.